You are tuned to Kennett Zenith Cablevision. Thank you for watching. It's time for talk. Each evening at this time, Monday through Friday, Rosemary interviews local personalities and others who bring items of interest to this community. Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program. Tonight, Rosemary takes us by means of portable camera out of our studios and maybe into your neighborhood. And now, it's time for Talk.
Talk's camera has been trying to keep a record for the last 30 years of what goes on here in Kennett and the surrounding area. And as part of that record, we've tried to bring you the Chamber of Commerce presidents as they've come along. And we're in the office today of Charles Brown. And what's the middle initial now?
T.
Charles T.
Charles T. It's Charlie.
And it's Charlie, all right, you know, as Charlie Brown. And listen, I'm remembering way back a fella in a baseball uniform dancing across the stage. The play was Damn Yankees, and you were really good.
Well, we had a good time with your son, so it was lots of fun.
We'll let you look at just a little bitty short piece of that clip now. Now, does that ruin your reputation?
Oh, no, I'm sure. Maybe it'll help it.
Okay. We've been talking about a lot of different things that are going on here in the city and in this part of the world. Can you tell us what you are interested in and what you've been working on this year that you've been chamber president?
Well, I think the most interesting things we're working on, actually there's a lot of projects, but the most interesting are all the ones to do with economic development, the ones to bring jobs, create new businesses in our community. And we're fortunate that we do have a lot of projects, and some of them the people are very well aware of. The biggest one the Chamber's involved in has been the downtown redevelopment, and that's going to be an ongoing project. I mean, we're in the beginning stages of that with the new Sheryl Crow pool. And
yes, we went out to the chamber breakfast the other day, and I think got some of the remarks that were going on there. Great interest in this, and you're going to start soon?
That's right. The pool, they're beginning the demolition progress and doing all that, and hopefully the pool will be completed and open in May.
I heard you say that.
So that's the plan. But that's just part of downtown development. I think everybody in Kennett wants to feel good about our downtown. Everybody drives through it. You know, people live in Kennett and all over, and it's important for us to have this sense of pride. And people want to be able to. They want to remember what it was like. You know, 20 years ago, 40, 50, and that's what I think our ultimate goal is to create that feeling of Kennett years ago, and to create an atmosphere and a pride in downtown. And we have some really good merchants who are excited about it and looking forward to putting in money. And
are you getting good cooperation from all the merchants?
Yes, we really are. Our chairman of our downtown committee, Patty Riggs and Karen Vandiver, have worked really hard. The state has been extremely helpful in telling us what grants are out there and holding up examples of other cities in Missouri that have gone through the same process. Because what's happened to downtowns has happened all across the United States. Every town has had to deal with it. Now, for Kennett, I mean, you know, the upside of the downtown not being what it is you have, you know, all of Independence and the Boot Hill Plaza and the Cotton Bowl Plaza and all these other areas that have built up, and we've seen tremendous growth out there. So, I mean, it's not...
It's grown away from
It's just grown away, and that's what's happened everywhere. But we want... Downtown is important to Kennett. It's important to our self-image, and it's important, you know, that we have... we have our office space, retail space, and apartments, and all those other things. And we've seen we've seen growth there, and we've seen people spend some money, and hopefully we're going to see a lot more money and money from the state.
Okay. And so you're working on the pool, and I think probably maybe even later this week, we are going to get some of the demolition of the beginning of the pool. So,
That's right.
So it's really starting.
It's really starting, and the great thing about both the pool and the downtown, and it hasn't been just one person. Now, of course, Sheryl Crow is due a lot of credit because she really got things going.
And the paper, Keith Mitchell signing the land.
There have been lots of individuals, but there have been lots of people, and I think that's what's important about all of these projects that the chamber, the city are doing, is that it's not just one person's effort. It's going to take everybody, and it's going to take an entire downtown, an entire community effort to change things. And we are. We've talked about, I don't know for how long people have talked about what can we do downtown. I think we're finally taking those steps to do things to make our downtown look better and feel better about downtown.
Good.
So.
And when you bring in people to look at the town for locating a new business, that will make a big difference.
That's right.
Also.
And the downtown is going to affect everything. It does. I mean, a better appearance and a stronger business community downtown will help all of Kennett, not just the downtown area. It helps everybody, because if I go to Mitchell's for a prescription, I may stop at some grocery store somewhere else for something. So it's a piggyback effect for the whole town, helping downtown.
Okay, now what have I been reading about a new supervision center that's coming in here?
Yes.
Is that the name of it? Is that the real
I
name?
believe that's the name of it. The state of Missouri had, I believe it's 5 or 7 centers that they're going to build across the state, and Kennett was selected as one of those sites. We had some private individuals that donated land so that we would have a site. And
so the land was donated?
The land was donated.
Where is this land?
It's behind American Home Care Management, Delta Insurance, and some other businesses on the North Bypass. And the city will have to build a road and some sewer and water and things like that out to the site.
Is that going on yet?
It hasn't started yet.
Okay.
It's still, but Kennett has been selected. The announcement's been made by the state, and that's very positive. It's going to mean, a lot of money is going to be spent, a good-sized payroll, and services that are needed to be provided here for people in Kennett. So it's going to be good, and it goes well with the new Criminal Justice Center from the county being built out in that area in the old Yarko building.
Charlie, who will the people be that will occupy this? Who are these people?
Well, they're going to be people that need minimal supervision.
Okay.
As we're not talking about, it's not a jail facility. It's people in parole that need some type of supervision, and that'll be happening there. So it'll be a good thing for Kennett, I think, and it was. Kennett had to compete with a lot of other cities across Missouri, so it's a really good thing for us that we have gotten this, and it took a lot of work from the city council and the former mayor and the chamber help, so there were lots of individuals that helped bring that here, and now we've finally gotten word that that's going to happen, so that's another positive development for Kennett.
Good. And where do you go from there now? What about the industrial park? You're right out there close to it.
That's right. We're the city passed the capital improvements sales tax, which is really being used for economic development. And with that money, more land was purchased for our industrial park on the North Bypass, because our current park is getting full, which is a great problem.
Yes.
And
how often do you have companies that come in that want to look at Kennett for a prospective business location?
Well, actually, it's surprising. There are always lots of companies asking. Now, how far they go in the asking, is always, an issue. Whether they just say, well, we want to see some information. And with the advent of the internet, a lot of times you don't know people are looking at you because they find out.
So you put all this information on the internet.
That's right. Our chamber website has information about Kennett. And so a lot of companies will either go to the state of Missouri or they'll go to the chamber website and just look up information, and we might not ever know that they've looked at us. But we do have people who are very interested, who will contact the chamber office or the state and say, we're looking for a certain type of building. We've recently had one of those prospects and it happens at least monthly, if not more often than that.
Oh, really?
Really does. I mean,
and they're looking for a building already?
Most of the time they are looking for a building, and that's one of the things in the new industrial park. We think we need a new spec building, a new kind of shell building, so that if a prospective industry wants to locate in Kennett, we have something they can get into quickly, because they don't just want land. They're always in a hurry. So we have to have something where we can move quickly, because they almost always have an immediate need. They need to expand, they need to move, they need to do something. And we want to be in a position to help them. And the old spec building, it took us a while to find somebody, but we found somebody. And
Is that the rail car industry thing?
And
they've enlarged, they've doubled their
That's
volume.
right. They've expanded, and I think they've found great success in Kennett, and those are the type of businesses that we're looking for, that are a good fit. Because one of the things you have to always balance is, we want to do everything we can for our current employers and businesses. We don't want to hurt them. They've been good to Kennett. They've proven that they're a partner in helping us. So we have to, continue to be vigilant in helping them and doing what we can to make them succeed. Emerson, Parker, the hospital, those big businesses that are big for Kennett. And but the industrial park is exciting. We're still in the development stages of the new land.
And so you're going to be putting in sewer, electrical lines?
All those things, a road. We have a road named already, Progress Drive. So there's some excitement there, and there's great opportunity for us. So, but our economic development committee, chaired by Johnny Dalton, is working on that. That's probably one of their biggest projects, along with all of these inquiries that they get.
Well, but now don't I know that Johnny Dalton also is very instrumental in this, or involved in the airport expansion?
That's correct. He has been. I think we had 10 years worth of work or more, so they worked hard and made that happen. And industries, when they look at Kennett, they have a checklist. They look at any town. They want to know, is your runway big enough? Do you have educational opportunities? Well, the KHEC gives us that,
yes.
And that's a huge plus for Kennett. That facility is growing. The chamber is working hard on that.
I'm amazed at that facility, how it's grown.
And one of the projects that our chamber is working hard on right now is trying to get a bridge program, in a nursing program out there, and Marcia Blanchard is working well with us in SEMO, and we're trying to make that a reality for our hospital and all of our medical facilities, because we've seen tremendous continued growth.
How does the chamber help in that process?
Well, what we help is to try to bring all the employers together, gather data about the need, and to help focus the attention of the need to SEMO, to the state, and help them understand, yes, we have a need, we have people out there, and we need to make this a reality. And that's really what we've been trying to do, is bring all those people together and help the people from Twin Rivers and make that.
So a lot of work going on behind the scenes that you don't really suspect. Before we stop, what about new parks? What do I know that you have in mind for that?
Well, that's, quality of life is important. It's one of the other things on the checklist that people look for. And the park department recently purchased some new land for our parks. We're fortunate that we have fantastic Little League programs. And, people may not think that's important, but for economic development, that is extremely important. And we've got the programs to keep those parks growing, and I'm looking forward to having the land.
All right, we haven't really scratched the surface about things that are going on. You've been talking with Charles Brown, who is chamber president for this year, and sounds like they're keeping you kind of busy.
They really are, and we have lots of committees and lots of people to do the work, and I guess the biggest thing is if there's something you want to change in our town, get involved with the chamber. I mean, we're always looking for people that want to help.
All right.
Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program.